Hi, this is Usha. Welcome to Rathod's IAS classes. Today in this lecture, we are going to see the current affairs of 5th March 2022. So let's get started with our discussion and let us try to see today's quote. Today's quote is, I have always known what I wanted, and that was beauty in every form. So many times we say that beauty is not only outside but even inside. So when we can say beauty is inside, when you know what you want, right? So when you know what you want and if you have clarity regarding what you are going to be, then the life becomes very successful and you will be working for that, mainly to achieve that. So first, let us let you know, first of all, first you have to discover yourself. First you have to know yourself. Try to know what you want and try to work on it, and success automatically comes along with that. So now let us see the first topic. So actually there is one topic regarding Russia-Ukraine issue in editorial. So I skipped that article because number of times we discussed that Russia-Ukraine issue. So if you want, you can go through that. So first topic, it is regarding vaccination, COVID-19 vaccination. Actually this topic which is important from our health point of view, which mainly comes in the GS paper too. So now let us try to discuss this topic in a very great detail. So central theme of this article, which mainly says that vaccination was shown to have been a lifesaver during the third wave of pandemic. So during this third wave of pandemic, already we know that there is decreased number of hospitalizations and there is also decreased number of death. So what might be the reason behind that? So the reason here is vaccination. So vaccination was shown to have been a lifesaver during this third wave of pandemic. So now let us try to see this topic in a very great detail. So if we're talking about introduction, author mainly says that the COVID-19 pandemic is on a discernible wane. Just 1 month ago, so India was reporting around 1,70,000 cases in a day. And it was the largest number, but now it is around 6,000 in India, and India is mainly contributing about 0.7% of global cases. So we experienced the first wave, we experienced second wave, and we experienced the third wave. So in the first wave, we saw there were number of deaths, huge number of hospitalizations, and after this first wave, we came up with this COVID-19 vaccination. And second wave, it is mainly due to this Delta variant, and due to this Delta variant, it is also very severe. And the third wave, which is mainly caused by this Omicron. So now the severity of this Omicron is comparatively less when we are comparing with the second wave and as well as first wave of this COVID-19. Okay, because the reason here is vaccination had been on a pace in India. And now globally, India contributes 0.7% of cases. And last year this time, the cases were like 5,000 a day. And we thought that at that time, yes, COVID-19 has been over. But after some days, there is resurgence of new variant of Delta variant. So because of this Delta variant, that led to another catastrophe, right? And due to this Delta variant, we experienced a second wave of coronavirus. So, however, a crucial destination between then and now, in that over 75% of those over 15 years are now fully vaccinated in India. So, in India, after first wave, we came up with this vaccination program. And we came up with this recently there are a number of vaccines which got emergency use authorization between 12 to 17 years of people, and now already 75% of people over 17 years, they now got vaccinated in India, right? And the reports also suggested that like 90% of Indians, they have been exposed to virus over the last 2 years. Over last 2 years, about 90% of people, they already experienced with this virus. So therefore, when we are combining with vaccination, they are sufficiently protected against this disease but not infection for many more months ahead. So when we are getting this vaccination, So whenever we are getting this vaccination means we will be getting antigens into our body, such that our body will be responding to that antigens, and our body will start releasing these antibodies in our blood, so that if at all any antigen which is coming and which is attacking, then our antibodies which are already circulating in body, they will go and they will attack those antigens, such that it will mainly prevent from getting the disease, right? So you already know about how these vaccines mainly work. So here what happens, so this article says that whenever we are going for vaccination, means antibodies which are present in our bloodstream, that will be sufficiently protecting the disease, protecting from the disease, but they are not preventing the infection. So infection will be coming from any form, either direct contact, either through droplets, okay, like that. But these vaccinations will not prevent infection, but it will protect against the disease. So in this context, okay, ICMR, that is Indian Council for Medical Research Director General, he mainly came up with one statement in recent press meet in this week, that 92% of people who died of COVID-19 since January, okay, this year, they were unvaccinated. So the people who died in this third wave of this coronavirus, they are mainly unvaccinated people. So in this way, we can say that vaccination played an important role, especially to decrease the disease severity. And India's main problem was an insufficient number of vaccines. So now we are facing a problem of insufficient vaccines, though India today has administered like 178 crore vaccine doses, which has several indigenously developed vaccines. For example, we have Covaxin, okay, we have Covishield. They are mainly developed in India. So even though we are having number of indigenously developed vaccines, they have been approved in emergency modes by authorities, okay, and still we are seeing some questions regarding supply of these vaccines. And now currently we can say that the demand for this vaccination is low, and the vaccination drive is in move up mode, okay, or regarding this administering of this second doses. And even what happened, there is a chance of getting of this fourth wave if there is any mutations that is happening in this coronavirus, because whenever this coronavirus, whenever it is transmitting from one person to another person, so they can undergo mutations. So because of these mutations, we can expect there will be the newer species, or for example that a newer variant of this coronavirus that may emerge. And because of this newer variant, there might be a fourth wave, that is a chance, that is highly possible, right? So because of this, we need to focus on manufacturing of this COVID-19 vaccines, and we need to ensure there is a proper supply of vaccines in the market, and we need to go for this booster dose as well, and we need to go for ramping up of vaccination for even children. So these are the steps that can be taken, especially to decrease the severity of the disease. So this is about this topic. And now let us try to see next topic. It is regarding capital verdict. So actually this topic which is mainly talking about Amaravati. Okay, Amaravati, it is regarding the capital of Andhra Pradesh. So recently Andhra Pradesh High Court which gave statement or judgment regarding this Amaravati. So now let us try to see this topic in a very great detail. So actually this Amaravati, you will be come across many sites, especially our Paleolithic sites which are present in this Amaravati. And even if you are reading art and culture, in art and culture also you will come across this Amaravati, right? So now let us try to talk about this topic in a very great detail, and we are also going to see some prelims based facts regarding this Amaravati as well. So if you are talking about context, so actually what happened in 2014? In 2014 in Amaravati region, so this Amaravati region was chosen as a site of capital of Andhra Pradesh, and the residuary state which left after creation of Telangana. So after bifurcation of erstwhile Andhra Pradesh into two states, that is Telangana and as well as AP. So actually whenever this AP and Telangana were together, so before bifurcation of this Telangana from AP, so the capital was in Hyderabad. Okay, joint capital is there in Hyderabad. But after bifurcation of this erstwhile AP into Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, so now this Andhra Pradesh need a capital city, right? So after this creation of Telangana, So in 2014, Andhra Pradesh government decided and chosen a site for its capital city, that is Amaravati in Andhra Pradesh. And what happened after that? So the work started for developing of Amaravati. They went for land acquisition from the farmers. So everything had done, but the work was stopped after the government which mainly changed. So after the present YSRCP regime which mainly took over, so the works in this development of this Amaravati had been stopped. So instead here at present Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, he mainly muted the idea of decentralized government, and in that decentralized government of Andhra Pradesh, which mainly came up with three capitals. So one capital, that is Amaravati, second capital is Visakhapatnam, and third capital is Kurnool. So Amaravati, it is a legislative capital, Visakhapatnam it will be like executive capital, and Kurnool will have high court, okay, that is judiciary capital. So in this way, here at present government of AP, they came up with this decentralized development, and they said they are going to have three capital cities, Amaravati, Visakhapatnam, and as well as Kurnool. Okay, and if you're talking about this present ideas of these three capitals, so we are seeing there's a slowdown of this happening, and even in many areas of Andhra Pradesh there are some protests happening. And now a full bench of states high court, that is Andhra Pradesh High Courts, which already came up with a ruling that they can't abandon this project of developing of this Amaravati as a capital city. Okay, and here Andhra Pradesh High Court, which mainly said that here state have to go for development project in this Andhra Pradesh, and in this Andhra Pradesh Amaravati, and they have to go for developmental activities works, they should be done within 6 months. So this is the ruling which is mainly given by this Andhra Pradesh High Court now. So as a consequential relief to the farmers who had given up their lands for the specific purposes, and in this context court also asked the state mainly to go for rehabilitation for that people, and they have to go for surrendering of land, and as well as delivering of reconstituted plots to them within 3 months. So this is a verdict which is mainly given by this Andhra Pradesh High Court yesterday. So if you're talking about some facts regarding this Amaravati, it is the capital of Indian state of Andhra Pradesh, and it is located on the banks of river Krishna in Guntur district. And Amaravati was also formerly known as Dharani Kota, and it is also one of the important Buddhist holy learning site as well. And if you go back to history, like to 2nd century BCE, and this Amaravati was also capital of Satavahana dynasty as well, right? So these are some important facts that you need to remember. And now let us try to see next topic. It is regarding India abstains again in United Nations vote. So actually in yesterday's lecture we studied that in 3 instances India abstained from this United Nations vote, that is in United Nations Security Council and United Nations Human Rights Council, and even in this IAEA resolution as well. So in these 3 instances India abstained from the vote, and India, which is mainly having a neutral, okay, neutral thing in this Russia-Ukraine issue. Actually this topic, it is important from your international relations, which mainly comes in a GS paper 2. So here you need to focus on what is this United Nations Human Rights Council as well. So now let us try to see this topic in a very great detail. So if you see context, it mainly says that India abstained, that means India didn't vote, okay, at this United Nations Human Rights Council in Geneva, as this council which made decided to set up international commission for inquiry into this Russian actions in Ukraine. Okay, so council now decided to come up with an international commission, and this commission will go into inquiry regarding this Russian actions which are mainly seen in Ukraine. So for this resolution, for this voting, India mainly abstained from this voting once again. So if we are talking about further more details, it mainly says that the resolution, the strongest one to be adopted by United Nations system, okay, and in this United Nations it mainly strongly condemning the aggression which is mainly shown by Russia. And here United Nations also said that they are gravely concerned about the reports of rights of violation by the Russian forces, and there is increasing of civilians casualties, and even forced displacement of about 660,000 refugees due to this Russian bombing and as well as shelling on this Ukraine. And even I saw one news that one pregnant woman who she walked for 2 days to cross this Ukraine border. So we can see like the civilian casualties are very much high, and even Indian based one medical student, his name is Naveen, he lost his life, and even number of students, they are mainly stuck in bunkers, especially in this Kharkiv region. So in that Kharkiv region itself, there are about more than 3,000 students are present still now, and they need some help actually. So India is mainly came up with this Operation Ganga and Akash Ganga, mainly to evacuate the standard Indian students, but still there are many students who are stuck in bunker in Kharkiv region. So it is according to yesterday's news. So if you see further more details, it mainly says that India was among 13 countries and 47 member council elected from United Nations members, and India mainly abstained from voting from this resolution. And even other countries like China, Pakistan, Kazakhstan, Sudan, Uzbekistan and Venezuela, they also have abstained from this voting in this United Nations Human Rights Council. And if you see 32 countries, or we can say about nearly 2/3 of the council, which mainly voted for this resolution, and asked this Human Rights Council president to appoint 3 human rights experts committee, especially mainly to go for seeing the issues regarding this Russia-Ukraine conflict. So this is about some important details which are given in this article. And now let us try to see some facts regarding this United Nations Human Rights Council. So this United Nations Human Rights Council was reconstituted from its predecessor organization. Okay, and what happened? The headquarters, which is located in Geneva, Switzerland. So if we are talking about composition, so it mainly contains 47 members. You have to remember this member for sure. So that will be important from your prelims. So this United Nations Human Rights Council, which mainly contains 47 members, and they are serving at any time with the elections, which mainly held to fill up seats every year. So every year elections will be conducted to fill up the seats, and these seats will be allocated based on the region, based on the allocations to the region across the world, and they mainly focus on ensuring of geographical representations. So based on the geography, they are giving this allocations of seat. From this area, we need this many seats. So if you're talking about any person who elected, okay, he mainly serves for the term of 3 years. Okay, and one more important thing here. So if any country who already occupied seat in the 2 times, they will be not allowed. So countries are disallowed from occupying a seat for more than 2 consecutive terms, that is for 6 years. And now let us try to see some important functions of this United Nations Human Rights Council. Okay, so UNHRC. So if you are talking about this UNHRC, so the important function here is it mainly passes non-binding resolutions regarding human rights issue, and they will go for periodic review of all 193 United Nations member states, and they will go periodic review by Universal Periodic Review, that is UPR, and also oversees experts investigation of violation in specific countries. They will also go for expert investigation regarding if there is any violation is happening in any country or not. And now let us try to see next topic. It is regarding Russia seizes Europe's largest nuclear plant. So here we need to know about what is this plant and where it is located, and even we have to look how many nuclear plants are present in Ukraine. So this topic is important from your GS paper to international relations, and even we can think this topic from our geography dimension as well. So now let us try to see this topic. So if you see, Russian forces mainly seized largest nuclear power plant in Europe after building it a complex, okay, was set ablaze during intense fighting with Ukraine defenders, Ukraine authorities said on Friday. So Ukraine authorities said that during the clash between these Ukrainian and as well as Russian fighters, then what happened, there was some attack which is mainly seen on the building complex, okay, in building at a complex here, and Russian forces mainly seized this largest nuclear power plant in Europe. So what happened, the fears of a potential nuclear disaster at this Zaporizhia plant. So the name of that biggest plant is Zaporizhia plant, that had spread alarm across the world capitals. Before authorities, they said fire in the building identified at a training center. So what happened, this is a nuclear center, beside this we have training center. So in this training center, they saw the fire which mainly occurred. So here, if you're talking about, this is a nuclear plant. So whenever any fire which is happening or any accident that is happening in this nuclear power plant, that will releases large amount of radiation. So because of this radiation, that is very harmful for humans and even environment which is present. So even this Ukraine, which was very much aware about nuclear disaster, because of this Chernobyl nuclear incident that happened in 1986. So because of this nuclear incident that happened in this Chernobyl towards north of this Kyiv, capital of Ukraine, so even in that area, the radioactivity that is mainly seen, and about nearly 300 meters or 300 meters, it mainly comes under this containment area. And whenever the nuclear radiation which is mainly seen in the atmosphere, means that will be have harmful effect on the life of humans, and not only humans, even biodiversity, environment which is present in that area. So in this context, US Secretary, he mainly said that there is no indication of elevated levels of radiation in that plant. Okay, so actually this plant which mainly provides total electricity generated in this Ukraine. So this is about this topic, and now let's have a look on the maps. So this is that plant. Okay, this is that plant. You have to look at this map, then you will be having a pictographic memory as well. So if you're talking about this orange color shaded area, this is Ukraine, and here we have Russia, here we have Belarus, and here you can see, here this part you can see this Chernobyl power plant. So whatever the thing that happened, disaster happened here is in 1986 in this Chernobyl region. And here we have Rivna nuclear power plant is present, and here we have this Zaporizhia national nuclear power plant. This is that plant, and we have here South Ukraine nuclear power plant. So we are having totally 3 or 4. Okay, with this Chernobyl power plant, we are having 4 power plants in this Ukraine region. Okay, and here, from here, if you see the star mark areas, from these areas they started attacking this Ukraine. So here this Crimea, which is under Russia, right, and here we have separatist group under this Luhansk and as well as Donetsk areas. So from here they started attacking this power plants, and here we have this Kharkiv region. So in this Kharkiv region, about more than 3,000 Indian students are still present in this Kharkiv region. Okay, and you have to see here we have capital, that is Kyiv. Kyiv, it is the capital of this Ukraine. And if you see this image, it mainly talks about Ukraine's nuclear power plants. Nuclear power plants in Ukraine by operational status. So at present here, Rivne nuclear power plant is operational, and here we have Kamenel still nuclear power plant. Here Chernobyl, some areas they have been destroyed and some are decommissioned, but still the radioactive waste that is present here. And here we have Zaporizhia. Okay, it is also operational, and here we have South Ukraine nuclear plant. Okay, so these are the nuclear plant which are mainly present. And if you see, these are the areas at present which is under control of Russia. So this area, this dark color portion which is under control of Russia now. So now let us try to see next image. So here we can see series of nuclear reactors are present, and here we have training center and attack which is mainly happened here, and authorities mainly found fire which mainly erupted in this training center. Okay, and now let us try to see next topic. It is regarding geopolitical events have added to challenges for central banks. So here there are geopolitical events which have added challenges. So what are the challenges which are mainly added to central banks? So each and every country which is having central banks. So for example, in US having US Federal, and in India we have RBI. So these are some central banks of countries. So central banks of countries which plays an important role of that country's economy, right? So now let us try to understand this article in a very great detail. So if you see context, it mainly says that financial markets, okay, financial markets the world over have turned extremely volatile, as they have been left grappling with heightened uncertainty over the pace of future monetary policy normalization. So what happened? So if you're talking about this monetary policy of India especially, we are having expansionist or accommodative monetary policy since this coronavirus entered into our life. And even recently we saw that US Federal Bank or US Central Bank also said that they are going for tightening of monetary policy. But India's stand, which has not been changed, so they said that we are going for this accommodative monetary policy. So because of this ongoing things which are happening across the world, because of this Ukraine Russia conflict. So we are having extremely volatile situations. So because of this extreme volatile situations, the future of this monetary policy normalization, it is very, very uncertain now. So this is a statement which is given by our Reserve Bank Governor, that is Shaktikant Das. So if we're talking about details, it mainly says that recent geopolitical developments, they have further aggravated the challenges and as well as dilemmas in the central banks. So due to this geopolitical developments, due to this Russia-Ukraine conflict, so which is mainly led to challenges and as well as dilemmas for the central banks. And if you're talking about the current global conditions, after about 2 years of living through pandemic, and are now posing a complex challenges for central bank communication. So due to this current global conditions, and after about 2 years of living through this pandemic, now the new challenges which are mainly having regarding the central bank communication. So because of this COVID-19, we saw there was a high rate of inflation and supply chain disruptions, and even tightening of labor markets, and even we can say fragility of time that is seen in this inventory management, and even geopolitical disturbances because of wars between the two countries. And central banks, they are mainly said that they want to contain this inflation and they want to come up with the normalcy in their monetary policy. But now in this position, if you want to come up with this normalcy in this monetary policy, it is highly not possible. So this is the thing which mainly said by RBI governor. And now let us try to see next topic. It is regarding rupee slips on oil to 11-week low past 76 per dollar. So what happened here? Here rupee slips means we can see depreciation which mainly happened. So now $1 is equal to 76 rupees. So earlier we can say like $1 is equal to 72 to 74 rupees, but now it increased to 76 rupees. So what happened? The value of rupee had been decreased. So this condition is called depreciation. And even you can see another word, that is appreciation, whenever you are studying this static portion of economy. So now let us try to understand what are these concepts of depreciation and appreciation. So this will be very important from your economy point of view. So if we are talking about context, it mainly says that rupee on Friday. Okay, on Friday, rupee had been slid below 76 mark for the first time in 2022. In 2022, there is a decreasing of value of rupee. Now $1 is equal to 76 rupees. Okay, so this is the thing which mainly said in the context. So why? What is the reason for the depreciation? So because of this global economic impact of Russia-Ukraine conflict, and even we can see there is increase of this crude oil prices. So because of these two reasons, there is depreciation of Indian rupee which mainly happened. So if we're talking about details, it mainly says that rupee fell by 23 pice. Okay, rupee fell by 23 pice to 76.17 rupees against $1. So the present, okay, if you're talking about at present, now $1 value is equal to 76.17 rupees, and it is one of the important thing. So we need to understand what will be the impact whenever we see depreciation of our Indian currency. So let me know the impact in the comment box. So what you are thinking, let me know in comment box. So whenever there is a persistent foreign fund outflows and weak trend in domestic equities also weigh on the local currency and as well as forex traders. So what happened because of depreciation of money? We can see what happened. There will be the decreasing of value of money, and there will be the increasing of value for dollars. So because of that, we can see the foreign fund outflows that mainly happens. And the rupee weakened by 1.1% or 84 pice in this week. And international crude oil prices also increased to $120 per barrel. So earlier it was like 70 to 75 rupees per barrel, and I think 1 week ago we saw that one barrel is $97, and now it is like $1 one barrel is equal to $120. That means there will be increasing of crude oil prices for sure. Okay, whenever crude oil price is increasing, whenever the price of this fuels like diesel and petrol is increasing, automatically we can see there will be the increasing of price of every good and service in the market, so that we can see inflation, it is more dominant. And if we are talking about these concepts of currency appreciation, depreciation, Currency appreciation is nothing but increasing the value of currency. Okay, for example, if you are taking dollar and if you are taking rupee, so $1 is equal to 50 rupees. For example, $1 is equal to 50 rupees. And let us take the second example here. $1 is equal to 76 rupees. So what happens if you have 50 rupees, then we can get $1. Okay, so if you see, if you are having 76 rupees only, then you will be getting $1. So what happens if you are taking an ideal situation, $1 is equal to 60 rupees. Okay, for example, if $1 is equal to 60 rupees, suddenly what happened, $1 is equal to 50 rupees it became. Means what happened, the rupee value which increased against this dollar. So this condition is called as appreciation. For example, $1 is equal to 76 rupees means, so to get $1 we need to give 76 rupees. That means the value of rupee which had been decreased. So this condition is called as currency depreciation. Okay, currency appreciate against each other for a variety of reasons. So why there is increasing of value of currency? For example, because of government policy, because of interest rates, and because of trade balances and business cycles. So whenever currency which is mainly appreciating, the value of currency, domestic currency is increasing, means it mainly discourages a country's export activity. And if you are talking about depreciation, the value of the currency will be decreased. So mainly because of economic fundamentals, policy instability, and as well as risk aversion. So these will be some causes for this currency depreciation. So currency depreciation, which mainly encourages a country's export activity, as its products and services they become very much cheaper, and that will mainly increase the exports of that so and so country. Okay, so this is about this topic, and I hope it is very much clear. Now let us try to see yesterday's questions. So first one is regarding POPs, persistent organic pollutants. So persistent organic pollutants are organic compounds that are resistant to environmental degradation through chemical, biological, photolytic processes. So which of the following international measures includes this persistent organic pollutants? So first one is Stockholm, second one is Aarhus, and next one is Convention on Long Range Transboundary Air Pollution. Yes, these three are there in this POPs. So correct answer will be 4, 1, 2, 3. And next question is regarding recently India launched its first air quality index. Okay, and what are the chief pollutants? So first one is ozone, next one is sea spray, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, elementary carbon. So if you are talking about sea spray, it mainly refers to aerosol particles. They are mainly directly coming from the ocean. And next one is sea spray, it is from a particulate matter. So as of now in this air quality index, which is mainly having 8, but I am asking about this first air quality index. So in this first air quality index, it includes sea spray and even elementary carbon. So correct answer will be 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Don't confuse with this. And now let us try to see the today's questions. So before seeing this today's questions, I want to make you a small announcement here. So we already launched this mains answer writing practice. So this is a 1 year long course. We are exclusively focusing on to improve your answer writing skills. So answer writing skills, it is very important, especially to clear your mains. And if you want to see your name in finalist, you have to join this course for sure. So this is 1 year course. We will be giving you weekly targets, and based on that weekly targets, daily one question will be given to you. You are supposed to write answer and you have to send back. So there will be evaluation will be there, and we also provide you model answer and one-to-one mentorship. So this is a 1 year course, and we will compulsorily 100% ensure you that you are going to cover each and every topic in your syllabus of GS1, GS2, GS3 and GS4 along with case studies and essays. So this is a very excellent and as well as very productive course. So please try to join this course. And if you want to join this course, please call to this number 8074765513. And apart from that, we also launched pen drive courses for your foundational course and even individual courses. The cost is very affordable. So please try to take those courses. And if you want to watch demo videos, so please visit our website Rathod Science Academy. There you can register with your email ID and you can start watching our demo videos for free of cost. Okay, so if you have any queries, please call on this number. And the first question is regarding which of the following raptors to be found in India, and there are 4 are given here. So please try to select this correct things. And next one is fog are formed due to. So this question is also related to environment and as well as geography. So try to answer these 2 questions. and try to give your answers in comment box. So by this I'm concluding. I hope you enjoyed this lecture. Please subscribe to Rathor's IAS Academy and don't forget to like, share and comment my videos. And don't forget to join this mains answer writing practice. Thank you so much.